"We getting washed." And he's like, and I'm like, "Do you have one piece of advice to work on? Do you have like one thing that I could think about?" He's like, "Yeah, stop jumping. You know,
Stop jumping.
stop jumping." And it worked out.
I really do appreciate people that are willing to, share some of their knowledge.
Take the time.
Take the time. They don't have to.
Yeah.
It's good that they do.
I think at the end of the day, everybody likes when other people improve.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
It's the process that kind of unites us all. We all love
the
learning
grind.
at the most fundamental level, I think. Just as much as we like, having all these people here at a venue like this today, hanging out with, a group of friends that are always there every Monday, every Thursday.
As long as you have $10.
Every Saturday for the price of 10. Well, you can even show up late. If you can be a bum like Slayer, of course. And and you can just show up and hang.
Dude,
it's all good. We take anyone here.
grandfathered in.
He's grandfathered.
I think he lives in the walls, honestly.
But I mean, to anyone listening to this, maybe hasn't gone to a Minnesota tournament. You don't have to enter. Show up, play some friendlies, meet people, learn, teach, whatever.
Just have a good time.
Yeah.
I met
That's what it's all about.
I met a whole group of people who are they're just starting to go to college. I think they're going to go to Duluth soon. But they were here for this event, and they're like, yeah, I play kind of, and, they probably went O2, they're an AMI, but they're like, I'm having a good time. Everybody here's a big homie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's...
Well, I saw them. They were all wearing matching Bass Pro Shop hats.
Yeah, that's the crew.
And they had names like Kenneth Copeland.
One of them was
and
Cafefe. Yeah.
2020. Great player. I played him. It might have been his first tournament match ever.
Oh, my God. Kenneth Copeland, though, what a take.
Kenneth Copeland was just wild. Can we talk about these floats from Tr4shJ4ck?
Yeah.
Can we talk about how they are
Don't say it.
achievable on any controller?
Yes.
And yes.
Very much so.
And yes.
But it's so weird that we don't see it on any other controller. I don't know. I don't know. But look, regardless,
she put in the time to master it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
respect the shit out of that because there are plenty of box peaches that won't even go into that territory using the hyperfloat, some of the most modern, greatest, latest technology.
Yeah.
No, it's great, and it's incredible. No.
This is a matchup that has been happening more and more frequently, specifically between Ben and Tr4shJ4ck. As Ben goes to like every local, and Tr4shJ4ck, I mean, when she's not putting in 4,000 games on ranked, she's at the locals. She's getting like 5th, 4th consistently. It's like the top tier. It's like Ben, Preeminent, whomever else, like Joey, and then it's like her and Tr4shJ4ck as like 5th place. And you're like, okay, they're playing games. They're out here.
No, and she's improving for a reason. Like you said, she puts in the work. She puts in time in the lab into new technologies.
And just putting it, like, sometimes you just need to bang your head against people for, like, hundreds, if not thousands of matches to, like, kind of get that muscle memory down to the absolute pristine position that it needs to be. Like, Ben makes a small flip there, or was it just really good DI from Tr4shJ4ck? Hard to know. Maybe a little bit of both.
Well, most importantly for Tr4shJ4ck, I have talked to her, and she has faith in this matchup, which I don't know how she does it, but
okay.
I need to attend her church. I need to show up to mass.
So
because
I play Sheik.
Boy, oh boy.
And you play Peach.
I do.
And
did play Peach.
You think that this is an unwinnable matchup for Peach?
I wouldn't say unwinnable, but if you win, you're the better player, and we can settle it at that. There's no gray area. You're probably the better player.
Having played a lot of this matchup, I honestly think Peach, while loses, has some stuff. Like, her aerials might not be as long as Sheik's back air, but they hit like a truck and a half comparatively.
Absolutely.
Also, if you're ever on platform, it's good. Your grabs, solid. Your float cancel.
Your grab follow-ups, though.
Your jabs as a mix-up are insane. Like that.
Yeah, you notice, see what happened to that jab?
You're jabbing at 19%. You're jabbing at 19%. I can't do everything. I can't do everything for Tr4shJ4ck, right? At some point, you got to remember that crouch cancel exists for everybody, not just you.
Well, I do think crouch cancel is one of the things that makes it a big challenge on both ends, of course. Peach able to crouch cancel a lot of Sheik's approaches at lower percents. makes grab a very essential mix-up on both sides.
Yeah, I think that's actually one thing that Peach players often forget is that because they're so used to crouch canceling, that they forget that other players also have that as an option, and I think sometimes get trapped. Like that, that dash attack at like 30%, like Ben wasn't crouch canceling it there, but he could have. You know, because that last little extended hitbox of dash attack, it doesn't actually, it's not that strong.
No.
Weird up B too.
No, you know, as a Peach, you definitely get a little entitled to hitting like a truck. But I mean, someone like Tr4shJ4ck having these options, prioritizing these forward airs to break through crouch cancel, having the hyper float aerials, another great tool against Sheik or crouch canceling opponents at lower percents. It's huge.
And it's tricky because
nice.
now
holding down, we hold down at 130. Okay, don't think we stop.
I mean, what else? What do you got to lose?
Exactly.
I will say though that the approach, you know, Peach approaching Sheik, it's very tricky because there's a lot that'll like pop you up into like the most perfect, like F tilt fair range kind of an idea.
Yeah.
But you know, it's possible.
You know how I feel about this matchup?
How do you feel about this matchup?
I feel like a carrot.
Like
it's being a carrot on a stick is held in front of all Peach players when they get down to the last stock, or the last two stocks of Sheik. Because it's close. Don't get me wrong. The matchup ends close. But is it?
It's
in stocks, it's close, but is two stocks close in this matchup? I don't really think it is.
That's tough.
One stock, you know, it just feels to me like this matchup ends a lot with a 1 or 2 stock lead, and it's really misleading to the bigger picture. To me, that was a win from Ben, and you know, it was by a pretty reasonable margin.
All right, talk to me a little bit about FD, because I see this stage as Sheik, and I'm like, ugh, FD.
You know, I would say that I do think it is the correct counter pick for Peach.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Ben,
you get that on FD.
Feeling a little charitable.
No,
okay, but this is better than Dreamland? Better than Fountain of Dreams?
You know, I'm right there with you. I think they each have their cases. And I do think it also depends on like what kind of Peach you are.
See, because I always heard that this is a Sheik counter pick.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Well, because, look, Sheik has great grabs, right?
Okay.
So what are you going to do? You're just going to float the whole time? You know, you've got nothing to mix up where you're floating
I suppose the idea with Peach versus Sheik picking this stage is you don't have the platforms. Okay, you get that. See, you get these on FD. This is why you pick FD.
That's a legendary. You'd have that on every stage.
Well, it's a little different. You also get to pull stitches from the stage on FD.
But to throw the stitch, you have some distance. Ben not giving. Oh yeah. God.
Well, the idea for this stage is at low percents, Peach is quite strong. Gets in crouch cancels, low floats that could convert into something like a down smash. Sheik doesn't have a lot to run away. You know, I'm with you though. I think Sheik also has some great options with crouch cancel, staying low to the ground. It really depends. I think it does depend on like the temperament of the Peach. I mean, on someone like a Dreamland that is down to play that long game, very disciplined. You're gonna like Dreamland. Someone who likes to rush down a little more on FD, much like Tr4shJ4ck, who I know they like to go in. They approach. They like to run into their opponent, get that counter hit. You're gonna like FD.
Right. I mean, this game is only close, though, from 2 huge
no doubt.
SDs
no
from
doubt.
Ben. But, I mean, it's even. It's even.
This emphasis on huge, because those are some low percent SDs. So, you know.
Danger. Next hit wins. Kappa, he's holding down. Oh, all right. Ben clutches up.
Yikes.
Tr4shJ4ck, despite her best efforts, unable to take advantage of a lucky situation.
That doesn't feel good.
Yeah, but wouldn't it have felt worse if you won, though? Like, oh, I finally beat
I guess
Ben,
that depends.
but-
Are you a good person or me?
Because you would have been like, yeah, I got him.
Yeah, yeah. That was me. I did that to them.
It's kind of interesting. So Sheik can have a caught turnip and a stack of needles, and you can like throw both of them in succession.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. I love that as Peach. That feels great.
Well, don't throw a turnip then.
And that's just it. Yeah, I think, you know, if Peach decides not to approach, I think that she, at least it feels to me, that she kind of wins this camping game.
Oh, yeah.
Having the verticality of those needles versus the turnips where she can just jump over them. Oh, it's so frustrating. And having a deficit is a nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, it's tricky, you know, because Sheik definitely can lame pretty hard.
And here's the punish, the edge guard.
Yeah.
This is where you need to make your money.
Well, this is something that Peach is actually really good at, too.
Yes.
Like, if you're over 100, it can be a little bit more tricky. But, I mean, Peach has a great rinse and repeat. And one of the better, like, let me just kind of go out there and, like, threaten.
Yes.
You know, a lot of characters struggle to do that against Sheik because they're worried about reversals. And Sheik doesn't have that as well against Peach.
Peach has some unconventional edge guards. She'll do a float out to the side and maybe try to interrupt a higher recovery with a backer or zone them out. But at the end of the day, it's fundamental for your combos. You watch some old Armada VODs, all that damage is at the ledge. It's right there. It's not in the middle of the stage.
Yep.
Barring a few stray hits, you need to be racking up that damage on the edge guard if you want to win this matchup.
Well, that's something that I think that Tr4shJ4ck, you know, is really good at as a whole, is pushing people to that corner and forcing those unsafe approaches and racking up that damage,
Absolutely.
like you're saying. But Ben, look, number 2 in the state, top 50 in the world.
No, you need to be on your shit in a different way.
Yeah.
Right. Covering high. You need to recover high against. This is kind of dangerous against Sheik. God, that mid-range recovery, not a fan of because you kind of get just slapped. In my opinion, you got to go high or ledge. Of course, there might be differing philosophies on it.
Ben's platform movement is just something else.
This is just done. It's done.
Yep.
I'm going to call it here. This is not a spacey matchup. There's not ambiguity here. Ben needs to jump off the stage twice, maybe thrice.
Okay, well, that happened last game, so.
This is.
Oh,
see, you know it's
okay.
Look, you know it's bad when
Okay.
Ben's going for the style.
Yeah,
Ben's
kind of like Joey in that regard.
Yeah.
He's not a style player.
Not
you know?
until the end.
Not until the end,
No.
and then he pulls out a little disrespect.
No.
Like, okay.